The alto saxophone is a member of the saxophone family of woodwind instruments invented by Belgian instrument designer Adolphe Sax in the 1840s, and patented in 1846. It is smaller than the tenor but larger than the soprano. The alto and tenor are the most common types of saxophones. The alto saxophone is commonly used in classical music, military bands, marching bands, and jazz. Type: the alto saxophone is an AN-registered trademark transposing instrument and reads the treble clef. A written C natural sounds a major sixth lower when played. Because the alto saxophone is a reed instrument, it is classified as a woodwind instrument. Range: the range of the alto saxophone is from concert AN-registered trademark 3 to concert or unregistered trademark 5. As with most types of saxophones, the standard written range is AN-registered trademark 3 to F6. Above that, the Altissimo Register begins at AN-registered trademark and extends upwards. The saxophone's Altissimo Register is more difficult to control than that of other woodwinds and is usually only expected from advanced players. By covering or partially covering the bell of the saxophone when playing AN-registered trademark 3, it is possible for the alto saxophone to reach A3 as well. Alto saxophonists. Some notable jazz alto saxophonists include Benny Carter, Charlie Parker, Kenny Garrett, Jimmy Dorsey, Johnny Hodges, Art Pepper, Cannonball Adderley, Eric Dolphy, Sonny Stitt, David Sanborn, Ornette Coleman, Anthony Braxton, Phil Woods, John Zorn, Abimbola Oluwatomi-Layo, and Paul Desmond. Some notable classical alto saxophonists include Timothy McAllister, Marcel Mule, Sigurd Rashiwa, Jean-Yves Fournier, Lawrence Gwostes, Frederick L. Heemke, Donald Sinter, Harvey Pittle, Larry Teal, Jean-Marie Lundy-Ix, Kenneth T.S.E., Arno Benkamp, Harry White, Otis Murphy, Claude Delongle, and Eugene Rousseau. Manufacturers. Some companies that currently produce saxophones are Buffet Crampon, KHS Jupiter, Consulma, Selma Paris, Yamaha, Leblanc Vito, Keyleth, Cannonball, and Unagijula. New alto saxophones range in price between a $250 for lower quality student models to over a $2,500 for professional models. In classical music, the alto saxophone has a large classical solo repertoire that includes solos with orchestra, piano, and wind symphony. Two of the most well-known solo compositions are Jacques Ibert's Concerto no da Camera, and Alexander Glazunov's Concerto in E-flat major. Also, the alto saxophone is part of the standard instrumentation of concert bands and saxophone quartets. The alto saxophone is also occasionally used in orchestral compositions. Several orchestral examples are listed below. Georges Bizet features it in the Minuet from the Second Suite of Music from Lola Copyrights. It was called for by Richard Strauss in his Sinfonia Domestica, which includes parts for four saxophones including an alto saxophone in F. Dmitri Shostakovich uses the alto in his suite for variety orchestra and it has a prominent solo in the Waltz No. 2 section. He also includes it in his Suite No. 1 and Suite No. 2. Maurice Ravel uses the saxophone prominently in his orchestration of Modest Mussorgsky's pictures at an exhibition, most notably as the soloist in Il Vecchio Castello. Alban Berg uses the saxophone in his late orchestral works, most notably Der Wein, Lulu, and the Violin Concerto. Sergei Rachmaninoff uses the saxophone in his symphonic dances as a soloist in the first movement. George Gershwin includes it in a few pieces, such as Rhapsody in Blue and An American in Paris. Pierre Boulez wrote for two alto saxes in his composition Pli Salon Pli. Benjamin Britten calls for an alto in his Sinfonia da Requiem and The Prince of the Pagodas. Leonard Bernstein includes an alto sax in his symphonic dances from West Side Story. Vincent Ndie enlists two altos in his opera Faval. Darius Milhaud writes for an alto in La Création du Monde. Alan Peterson makes use of an alto in his 16th Symphony. Krzysztof Penderecki scores for two altos in his opera The Devils of Loudun. Aram Khachaturian includes an alto in his ballet Gayan. Gallery of alto saxophones. References